안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 비자인 코리아 장인닷컴 행정사 사무소의 장만익 행정사입니다. Hi, this is Mr. Zhang from Visa in Korea. Today we are talking about the income when you extend F299 visa, right? So there are several types of visas, before the F299. So before the F299, the visa type you have, and when you extend your F299, and you have to prove your income when you extend. So I just make it very clear and the side to understand much better. So let us start. Okay, there are exactly four the types of F299 and a visa extension, the income, right? So we will approach and which kind of things are needed to basic income and what 12 times and 18 times of our basic income and the GNI one time and GNI 1.5 times. So therefore the types of income that are required when you extend up to 99. So we can check that the two main things, right? The first one, if you are single and stay in Korea with up to 99. But second one is, and you are staying in Korea and with your the family members after inviting and your spouse or children from overseas. Okay, we can check that. So before that, the 12 times of basic income. Basic income is based on the monthly basic income. So the right now is monthly basic income is around 1.8 million won, and per month. So 1.8 and a million won, and what 12 times is 21.60 million won. And basic income, the 18 times of the basic income is 18 times, and basic income is 32.4 million won. The GNI 37.60 million won and 36.60 million won, and 1.5 times of GNI is around the 55 million won. 55 million won. Please and understand that, and you just memorize it. Basic income criteria, okay? 12 times basic income and 18 times of basic income, or the one time of GNI, or 1.5 times of GNI. Which one, uh, which income you should prepare for your F299 visa extension. And let's see the next one. If you are single, but even if you got married and you were staying in Korea just by your own self, and your the family members, such as your spouse and children, that are staying in your country without spouse or dependent visa, right? So we can call it just a single staying in Korea with F299. There are a lot of things like a previous visa time before F299, right? So when you extend F299, your income is based on, are you single, you're staying in by your own self inside Korea without your family members, or just you are staying in Korea with your dependent and the family members. So, and the second one, you need to check the previous visa before F299, right? So, E1, the professor to the special activity visa is a partial. The most of these have one. And if you are single, you need which one? Yes, 12 times of a basic income. 12 times of your basic income. But E7 one, the designer, right? And need 18 times of our basic and monthly wage. And E74, the skilled workers visa, right? Also 18 times of basic monthly income. And F2, E72, the sales at duty shop and chef, right, need 18 times of a monthly wage. And also if you held E73, the welder or a sea cucumber farming technician, right, need also 18 times off. 18 times off and the monthly, the wage that I explained already. So actually E1 to E7 need 12 times of a basic income, monthly basic income, but E71 and designer, E74 skilled worker, and E72 the sales at duty shop and chef, and E73 welder and the C cucumber farming technicians need 18 times of a wage at the monthly wage. When you extend, you have to prove it, right? So how about after 6? This is one of the things, right, that they ask a lot of questions for that. And the skilled workers residency visa and the extension to F299, which need, which need, which need, which need. It is based on the based on your criteria, and so after 6 visa holders, when you extend it, what you need, what you need 12 times, right? So even after 6 visa holders need the 12 times because of there is a if you move to somewhere and you have to report and that kinds of a visa the holders before the F299 like a E71 designer until E73 visa, right? And need 18 times of our basic income. But after 6 it is not included at that the place, so need 12 times. So if you earn the basic income, yeah, you may extend your F299 if you are staying in Korea by your alone without your the spouse and your child. How about married person and you were just inviting and you were the dependent from overseas or just inside Korea, right? So what is that? So there is a very huge difference from the single and staying in Korea. So it means a married person means, but I just define that somebody who are staying in Korea and with their spouse and their children, right? So E1 to E7, yeah, you need a GNI income. When you extend, you need to check that GNI income, right? So what about that? E71 to E73. Wow, this is a need GNI 1.5 times. How about the after 6? This is one of the important thing. But after 6 visa holders, actually it is not a lot, right? And very few persons got after 6 before after 99. But it needs GNI one-time income. Okay, so I just make a clear summary. Okay, if you are single, it means that you are staying in, even if you get married, but you are staying in Korea by your own self, right? And you're the dependent, your spouse and children are staying in your country and other countries. In this case, right? And 12 times of monthly wages is required for E7 E1 to E71 and F2 6 visa holders, but E71 and designer, E74, E72, and E73 visa holder, where there C cucumber the farming technicians need and 18 times of the monthly the basic wage. So the married person and you invited your spouse and children and from overseas, your country. So it is a totally different. You have to prove it more than GNI. So if you are holding E1 to E71, GNI one time is required to prove that, right? And E71 to E7 is a designer, and E74, E72, E73 visa holders, when you extend your F299 visa after inviting your spouse and children, you need to prove that your previous year's GNI is more than 1.5 million won. I said already 55 million won. If not, your visa is will not be extended, right? So after 60 visa holders, if you got married, right, and you need to generate one-time income for the previous year. Everything is clear? Okay, so I just will make one time. So finally, explain basic income, the 12 times basic income and 18 times the basic income. If you were staying in Korea by your own self without inviting your spouse and the children. And the E7 one and designer and the skilled workers with the E7 the 2, E7 3, and E7 4 visa holder, you need to prove that the previous year's income shall be over 18 times of the basic income. And GNI 1 and GNI 1.5 is if you got married and invite your spouse and children, or you invite your spouse, right? And they're here in Korea F1 visa, right? So if you held E1 to E7 one visa before F299, right? And when you extend and you need to prove your previous year's income shall be over GNI one time. And E71 designer, E72, E73, E74, the visa holders, right, previously before F299, and you are staying with your the family members. When you extend it, you need to prove that your previous income shall be over GNI 1.5 million won. Can you understand? Oh, I'm sorry. Uh, if you got the after 6, right? After 6, and you need a GNI one time, but if your previous visa type before F299, like a E71 designer and E7 2, 3, E7 4 visa holders, and previous visa time, right? And you need to prove that your previous income shall be over 1.5 times of GNI. But if you got after 6 and 2 extension up to 99, right? And in this case, you need to prove that GNI one time, right? GNI one time. If you invited your spouse and children. Okay, it is clear? Okay, this is Vision Korea, Mr. Zhang, and today I explain a little about F299 visa extension, especially income, right? So GNI one time income is required, or GNI 1.5 times are required. I explain everything. If you need to want to know the more detailed information, please kindly check the lecture. See you next time. Bye bye.